I see a couple of you spying on me. I just can't tell who it is. Let me know if you can hear me all right. Hey, what's up, Jenny? I didn't really. Yeah, somebody asked me earlier if I would go live, and hey, bad guy. I actually told her no, and then I'm laying here, can't fucking sleep, so it was either get up and take a bunch of pills or fuck it, go live. And I'm probably gonna do both, to be honest with you. So I have no topic as usual. I don't script anything. So whatever you guys want to talk about, somebody wants to come up, I will make a link and get you up here. Totally up to you. Hey, Sarah Loco. Oh, mods, if anybody starts with that stupid uh, great grandma being fake thing, fucking get rid of them. I don't feel like talking about that shit tonight. Can you apply to be an angel? Yeah, actually, I've got a couple of openings. I just fired a couple of them. I don't really want to talk a whole lot about that either. Um, I guess I'll talk about it a little bit. I'm not going to give up too much, though. What's an angel? Oh, that's a long story, bad guy. Turns out part of the requirement for that job, evidently, is being two-faced. Who knew? Let's see. Did I miss people already? I probably did. If I don't shout out your name, it's just because I'm stupid or I don't like you. So, what do you guys want to talk about? Three-faced? Well, actually, that might qualify you to be the archangel. Oh, I had a pit bull, a loose pit bull in my yard earlier today. I might post that video tomorrow. I don't know. Something I am gonna. I don't know. I might try my hand at a premiere, but like I've got a ton of scam calls that I've never uploaded anywhere. I'm gonna start putting more of those up here. But I did one today. It's hard to get the right balance of keeping them on for as long as possible to waste their time and making it entertainment or entertaining for people, trying to keep it funny. Because if you're too funny, they just hang up on you. But I'm really more concerned about wasting their time and keeping them away from real victims. All right, Mrs. Belding, apology accepted. Now, I real okay, I realize that it wasn't you that came up with that. It's the people that came up with that that are really to blame. Um, and personally, I mean, I was offended that people either think that little of me, that they think I would actually do that, or that they're just that goddamn stupid. Now, I have a lot of enemies around here, so totally fine. People just want to blame things on me. But 90% of the time when I get blamed for shit, I really didn't do it. And if I did do it, I'll admit to it. Hell, sometimes I'm proud of it. And if I feel like I did something wrong enough that it warrants an apology, I think most people in here have heard me apologize for shit that I've done. So, Mrs. Belding, what was it that finally made you realize that it wasn't true, if you don't mind saying? By the way, if anybody wants to come up here and bullshit, we can talk about whatever you want. I'll actually I'll just make a link and throw it there, and somebody can click it if they want to. Yeah, I figured it out all by myself. No, that's understandable, bad guy. If you don't know me, you don't know me. I understand that. Let's talk about declining population and fertility rates. Well, I just dumped about a half a billion people a little while ago. I guarantee you they ain't gonna make no new people. Sarah Luco, you had a failed date tonight. You need to go out with me. I won't fail you. I might be a complete asshole on streams, but I'm actually quite a gentleman in real life. But yeah, we can talk about that. Jenny T, no, no, no. I'm not a good guy. I am a great friend to my real ones, but I'm not a great guy. Don't go saying that shit. I will deny that to the very end. Okay, well, I'm not a good guy either. I'm neither one. That's a filthy rumor that got started. And when I find out who started the rumor that I'm a good guy, I'm gonna have words with him. But yeah, for real though, mods, if anybody starts in with that fake great grandma bullshit, just get rid of them. Now, if somebody has a legitimate question about great grandma, I'm really limited as to what I can answer, and part of that's because I just don't know certain things, and part of it's just because I can't say. Yeah, we can talk about uh, nicotine and alcohol addiction in the print catching community. I do definitely have a nicotine addiction, and I'm not really addicted to alcohol, but everybody's seen me be completely plastered on streams. So yeah, that's a valid topic. Yes, I am both an asshole and a piece of shit. Notice how they go together. He stopped in your tracks and said, "This isn't going to work," and left his ass standing there. Hey, you do? Yeah, no, that's not a wrong thing to do. That I've had a few dates where I probably should have done that, but no, I'm that idiot that'll sit and tough it out and either be bored out of my mind or uh no, I won't stick around long enough to be embarrassed. Um, I will actually lift her off of the bar if she's dancing on it and suggest that we leave. The difference is though, like when you're a guy, like I can't just leave a girl in a bar somewhere because you don't know what's going to happen to her. Things are a little bit different the other way around. No money to even go Dutch. Yeah, fuck that guy. I don't think I've ever um like sometimes the girl will say, "Well, we'll go Dutch," but I usually grab the check anyway. But I've never made a girl fucking. Well, I have had girls grab the check from me ahead of time, and that's fine. But I would never expect the girl to pay. If I can't afford to take her out, I don't ask. Yeah. He ought to be ashamed, Jenny T. But I tell you what, though, I guarantee you right now, he's sitting somewhere telling his buddies um, something other than what happened. I guarantee it. Hey, John. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know what's wrong with guys like that. I really don't. But they must think an awful lot of themselves is all I can think. Or maybe he hadn't eaten for a while. Maybe he was just really hungry and trying to score a meal. I don't know. Yeah, I check. I'll ask Locksmith and Ed if they're going to be live tonight because I don't have any. I would rather let one of them do it. I really don't. I don't know. I'm not fond of leading the show. Just not my thing, really. But I did tell people that if they were ever bored at late at night, you can't sleep like most of us can't. If they asked, then sometimes I might go live. And this is one of those nights, so here I am. And there is no way I could ever do one of them marathon locksmith streams. There's just no freaking way. Ain't gonna do it. Oh shit, somebody's trying to come up. Hold on, I'll get to you here. Hey, all right. I hope this is the real Bick. Hey, Bick, I'll know immediately by your voice if that's you. You realize that, right?
Hello, but
Yeah, that's the
my
guy.
headset's not connecting.
Well, I can hear you.
Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you, Bick. Can you hear me? I don't think Bick can hear us, but we'll see what happens. Sometimes it will work without a headset, but I don't know. It just depends. Yeah, we can hear Bick, but evidently he can't hear us. He'll figure it out. He's in Australia, so he's got a metric headset. That's probably the problem. He's trying to connect to an American
I'm just trying
stream
a
with an
different headset.
Australian.
We'll see.
All right, we'll wait on you.
Fuck it.
Yeah, obviously, Vic speaks Australian.
Let me get out and try again.
Sure, no problem. We'll wait. Uh, I haven't read the chat. Okay, looks like he's trying to come back in. You guys are gonna love his profile pic. What the heck? Why isn't it letting him up? There we go.
I get. Yeah, I just
There
use
you are.
speakerphone. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Sweet. Long time no chat. How are you?
Yeah, man, I'm all right. A lot better now that you're back in town. I told you guys were gonna love his profile pic. I've actually used a similar one myself.
Yeah. Well, I thought that profile pic will bring back the best memories. So. But can I ask, why did you and Ed decide to put your names out there?
Oh man.
Like, as in, let me clarify, as in not do it anonymously.
Well, I don't do anything anonymously. I want people to know. Like, I don't use alt accounts. If I'm doing something, I want people to know where it came from, right, wrong, or indifferent. I don't hide from shit. And the thing is that most of you in here right now wouldn't believe that at one time Ed and I wanted nothing to do with the drama, and I still don't. I can't speak for Ed, but I started getting involved in the drama bullshit, uh, defending people that I cared about that were getting shit on. When I see people getting mistreated in some way, I can't just not do something. I'm not built that way. Um,
I
Now,
concur on that, but like, I was really upset about a certain person, doing similar things, taking money from children, letting people who say they have no money till their next paycheck donate
mhm,
money when they get a paycheck. It's like, look,
yeah.
sort your shit out, then you support other things. But so I really hated a certain person, and
Hmm.
I feel like I caught a lot of ground doing it anonymously. Whereas if I was putting a name to myself, there's always going to be someone who doesn't like you, regardless of who you are. And so they're going to try and drum up more momentum for other people to dislike you. And I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of people who choose not to think on themselves and will follow someone else's thought process. So putting your name out there, it goes back to that old saying, when you point a finger at someone, three fingers point back at you. If you're announcing what drama is, it's also pointing the finger out. So, it's almost guaranteed that there's gonna be a repercussion, and it's not ideal.
Oh no, I understand. I completely expected repercussions, and I knew it was going to get really nasty. Um, the thing is like it didn't just what like Ed didn't just all of a sudden one day just make a channel and just dive right into it. I didn't. The reason I made that Instagram was to give people who didn't have a platform a place to defend themselves publicly, and I wanted to be able to defend them publicly. Now, could I have done that anonymously? Probably not, because people in the community, it was already pretty widely known that I was fighting against a group called FBC. I'd been doing that for a while. I've been doing it in Discord. I'd been doing it on YouTube, all over the place. And doing that like in catcher streams is not good. I mean, none of this is good, but so I
My
made.
opinion is this is like detrimental to the pet catching community, is my honest opinion on it.
Mhm.
Um, and the reason being is anyone, like a lawyer, a police officer, they're gonna look at what's going on and go, these people are kids. Like, how can we trust the information they provide us when they can't even like act like adults? Like, like I feel like, these kind of stuff need to be handled off the scenes or not talked about. Just present the data and step away. I just feel like it's so detrimental. Like,
Oh, believe me, we tried it that way.
you're really good supporters who, a lot of people in life just hate drama. And they're going to look at this and just go, you know what? I've got drama in my real life. I don't need additional drama, and step away. And I feel like sometimes it's those types of supporters who actually may be able to help, in the long term, whether it's, through their network or careers or whatever. So I don't know. I just feel like it's,
I I understand that, but before we started calling people out on this level, that the some of these bad catchers, and I'm even talking about the one that uh, I'm not going to name him for your protection, but the one
yeah,
that you were talking about earlier. Good people were leaving the community as a whole because of it. They already were. Not
yeah,
not just not just those particular catchers. They were leaving the whole thing already.
yeah,
So we started to try to create places where this kind of thing could be fought out in specific places that aren't a catcher's channel. Like Ed's channel, like Locksmith's channel. I don't really want to do that here. I'm willing to talk about certain things, but I don't want to be another fucking drama channel. I really don't. I mean, I put guitar stuff up on here and scam calls on here, and I'm going to do more of that. really than anything. Um, but we had to give people a place to go to do this, where they would have a place to hash it out instead of in the catcher streams. Now I
Yes.
realize that people are still like, I'll give you the background on me and Tommy. I mean, I support anybody who
Well,
does catches
let's
when they
start with
first.
you. So when I left, like that was a period where you, PB, Edward, you guys were all helping Tommy, like
Hmm.
I was one that just didn't partake because I kind of prefer to devote energy in one channel than to spread it out. So I stayed in where I was involved. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like for me, it's a massive backflip to kind of step away, come back. And so that's why I genuinely understand and trust you and Ed that he's fucked up and that, he needs to go. Like that, I'm not disputing whatsoever. For you guys to get to this point, I totally get it. Because when I left, you guys were really helping him.
yeah. I mean, I personally didn't do a whole lot to help Tommy. Like, I never decoded for him.
But
I
you were
never
like
gave him.
loading your server, everything like so. Like I think in that sense, you guys were.
Yeah, I mean, Ed used to do the same things for Tommy that he does for pretty much every other catcher out there.
Hmm.
I fell out with Tommy very early on because I mean, I'm trained to read micro expressions, right? Well, that's why I can tell when somebody's lying. Um, and he put his face right up in the camera, and that made it easy. Now, I realized this for a while, but at that time, like, I had no proof. You can't just call somebody a liar without being able to say why they're a liar. And trying to teach people on a mass scale how to read clusters of micro expressions, it's not going to work. You just sound like you're full of shit. So I just quit going into his streams. Um, early on, I said, hey, here's this new catcher, go check him out. Um, but there was, and I can tell you just about the time that I fell out with him was, and I had already started to kind of slip away, but there was a guy that worked with him called G.I. Joe, and uh, this Pred was trying to get away in his car, and G.I. Joe kind of got in the way of the car and was trying to get out of the way. And Tommy's like, no, let him hit you, let him hit you. That was about the time that I just stopped watching. I didn't go in there and say a bunch of shit because I had nothing to back up what I felt. So I just quit going into his streams. Now, um, fast forward several months, and Blue had started decoying for him, which I didn't know anything about Blue at the time. I didn't even know who she was. Um, and, but man, Vic, for a while, I was running or co-running, and I owned a bunch of discords for a bunch of catchers. That's a whole other story. Um, but Hope was a catcher. I don't know if you're familiar with her or not, but she that was a very popular, probably one of the most popular discords at the time. And somebody came to me and said, "Hey, Blue's really getting shit on by Tommy, and she wants a place to defend herself." Now, I had a no drama policy in most of the discords, partially because that's what I wanted, and partially because it's what the catchers wanted. Um, I'm like, well, we don't really allow drama here, but but I understand. After I had been explained the situation, I understood somebody needing a place to defend themselves. So I made one thread, and I said, okay, she can come in here, and she's gonna have to like answer people's questions and stuff. It's gonna be live, and I'll leave it up for a couple days and shut it down. And that's exactly what happened. And then people can decide for themselves. Um, After that, there was a smaller Discord made just for that, where she could present her evidence. And then eventually she started making videos, had a YouTube channel. Tommy had it taken down. Now she has a website. So that's my history with Tommy. And now, well, no, I left out some very important stuff. Um, I think that scammers need to be called out, and he's lied about being a 501c3. If you don't know, in America, that's
Yeah,
where
I get that part because that's been addressed a lot lately. But like where a lot of the viewers come and go, and there's constantly new people coming in. One thing I'll say is I think most of us only ever hear about this FBC
Mhm.
from you, Ed, Orion, right? Outside
Right.
of that, I don't think many of the viewers probably know who or what FBC is. And then, you guys say, oh, it's the fucking bully club. You look at their videos, they're pointless. They're so disjointed. So we're like, well, how
Yeah,
can we? So I think a lot of us viewers are watching this going, well, who the fuck are they? They can't do shit. So what's the big issue? Like,
but
I yeah, but
they
I
were
feel like you
trying.
guys need to kind of explain that because I think you guys are talking about this drama in a high level, involved situation. But a lot of the people probably when they watch, they're just like, well, is this all made up? Because who the fuck are these people? Like I think that also would probably help in gaining more support that who these people are, what and how they've done things. Don't whatever
Okay.
much
I,
information you can give, without exposing too much. But like, I think it's kind of the base. Like, I think most of the viewers just look at these videos and go, oh, it's just someone who's jealous or hating or something, just trying to find anything and everything because they don't know the start of it, like
I understand your point, but the people that go into
like
Ed's channel already know
let me
who
just
they
say one
are.
more thing. Sorry. Like, I'm not doubting, like, my honest thing, if you two, because I feel like I got to know you guys quite well and I kind of respect Edward's kind of mannerism, the way he thinks. So I have no doubt that they're fucked. Like, but the bottom line is, I'm someone who's taking you guys' word that they're fucked without knowing, you know, when, how long ago, what sort of shit they did. And I think some viewers who don't know who you guys are, like so many viewers won't even know who Ed is, like a lot of the names that I see in chat are new names. They weren't here like a year ago.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a whole, like I said, a lot of the good people. Well, like you remember Zalo and just a bunch of people like that aren't even around anymore.
Yeah,
I
Zayla.
mean, yeah, I just people like her. There are so many people that just left, and part of it was for other reasons, of course, but a lot of it was because they were getting bullied by FBC. Now, the people that watch Edward's channel, when they come in there, they come in there because they already know who FBC is.
But yeah, but
Um,
the people who don't know it aren't, so you're not actually spreading that awareness. Like, I feel like it's about that basics of, who they are is just so assumed knowledge for you guys because you guys know them well. And just like I just
mhm.
noticed, hi Jenny, and that Jenny T also says they're awful. But, you guys are people who've been in this community for so long, you understand a lot more, So
Sure.
yeah, I feel like, even just the baby level kind of stuff will actually help your cause a lot better. Like if you
So
don't,
you think we should do like a series of
or even just do a video on who is FBC. Like, you
okay.
know, I feel like a lot of people would agree with me that we hear the name, but we don't actually know, like, and especially a lot of the new viewers, they probably don't even know the names of certain people who had something done to them, because the viewers are
Right.
interchanging all the time. So I don't know. I feel like you guys need to do a basic video. Like even
Well,
I
that
would watch it. I'll be like, oh, so I get it now, like where did these people start off? It sounds like they're all either ex or currently like Colorado Ped Patrol supporters, essentially.
That's kind of where the Instagram, or I call it the Dramagram page, that the FBC Live page that I started comes in. If you go all the way back to the very first post, if you it kind of does give a timeline, and it gets very involved into these people's names and all their, like, what one thing they like to do is call out some, and I don't hold people's criminals histories against them usually, as long as they've actually changed.
So where
um
do they call them out on? What platform? That's what I don't understand.
the way
Because
they
they
what.
don't have much of a following on YouTube. So, like, where do they, what platform do they use to cause so much problems?
Oh, YouTube. They're all over YouTube. I mean, they've been banned from a lot of the channels. But the thing is
Like in
they
the live
use
chat.
alt accounts, and they change the name of those alt accounts regularly. We know who they are, but we don't until we see them start talking. So it's hard to kind of keep
You
ahead
say
of that.
YouTube, you mean like in the live chats?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay.
It was a big deal on Discord for a while, and a while back, I don't know if you know, like I don't even know how many, like 20 catchers discords all got taken down
Yeah,
on the same day, so they use Gilded now.
yeah.
But I'm sure it's still going on. I don't even have the Gilded app.
Oh,
But
so FBC was behind that server takedown, like virtually like every server shut down.
yeah, well, I'm not saying, like, I have no proof. They tried to blame it on me. They've also said that I'm a hacker, which you probably know that that's beyond my pay grade.
Yeah, that would
But
not be far from you.
yeah, they blamed that all on me, and I have like some like circumstantial evidence that they were actually behind it. But here's the deal: all the discords got taken down on exactly the same day.
Mm.
So I mean, you to get a Discord taken down, you actually have to be in it to file a complaint. And I wasn't in. I was only in like five of the ones that got taken down, because I had left Discord for the most part before that. Um, but here's the deal: they have all these alt accounts that they constantly change the names of, so they're hard to track. Now, there is a ton of, like I said, circumstantial evidence that they were behind it, but to get them all taken down on exactly the same day, I actually think that Discord itself probably did it, because we had a catcher. My original Discord account um, got shut down because I was an admin in PvP's Discord, and because that one had some legitimate complaints, because I had created a very small group of people. You know how we use Facebook or whatever to
Mm.
notify the people in this guy in the Pred's life, um, exactly what he is. But you know, like I do, that you got to do it in a certain way. So I had created just a handful of people that I trusted to do that job, but that catcher just started having everybody do it, and that's what ultimately sealed the deal on that. But just because I was an admin in there, and I hadn't even talked in there in like a couple of months, I still lost my account too.
So yeah, but essentially all of this is done kind of in chats and kind of things.
Yeah, it's, I mean, it's all over the place, really. Oh, but one point I was making is that, like, FBC, they love to say, oh well, this person has this criminal record. That person's is an addict. And some of these people have been clean for years. The thing is, though, and Twomper tried real hard, and so did Tree, to not be identified, but still found out who they were, and I found their criminal records. They're both felons. So I posted all that shit so that people would have something to defend themselves with, and to point out their hypocrisy.
And are these, oh fuck, are these people similar to the Wings of Redemption's trolls that were coming into the community as well?
The what trolls?
you know how Wings of Redemption has all these like
Oh, yeah.
trolls, like, and they were coming into the pred catching community as well. Are they like them kind of people essentially?
Well, yeah, they are trolls, but like Wings trolls were really kind of more fun. These people are 100% completely malicious.
Right. And like a
Um,
lot of it's like doxing and stuff like that.
oh yeah. Oh, dude, I've been fully doxxed, fully
So like,
everything.
so you were you
And
doxed in a Discord server or where were you doxed?
Discord and YouTube and
Like YouTube has been just in someone's video during a live chat.
it, well, I never actually saw myself be doxxed on a live chat, but I was told that it happened.
Right.
But yeah, they doxed me in their videos and Twomper's Instagram. And he said that I had all these. See, here's the thing. He was so proud that he figured out my real name, which I literally used my real name in my Instagram, and I used to have it on my YouTube. Um, he couldn't get my middle name or my birthday right, so he had whether it was intentional or not, he posted all these criminal charges that I've never had. Literally, only one thing that he posted was actually mine, and I was never convicted of it. It got dropped. And then he missed a really juicy one that I'm not going to talk about. But that would have been a feather in his cap. I'm not ashamed of it because I still think I did the right thing, but I'm not going to go there. And I never got convicted of that either, due to lack of evidence, really. But um, yeah, it's just shit like that all the time. And now I will tell you the real reason Twomper came after me so hard is one because like people call Ed and I the guardians of the community. I don't really like that title or really want it, but I understand why they started calling us that. Um, and Twomper wanted to do the Twomper and I actually got along at first. I mean, I never did trust him, but we got along. Um, he wanted to do what we do, and I told him no because he's just too stupid. And then I don't know how to train somebody to do that. You just kind of have to feel things out. I don't really want that job. So anyway, and then he knew that Ed and I were going to start calling out Tommy. Now this is the real reason why I go after Tommy so hard. The tax scam thing, fine, yeah, he needs to be called out, and I have called him out. But the real reason is his freaking rape allegations. Now, the first one I heard, I had a lot of doubts about that story, but then when I heard that story, I wasn't supposed to know about it, so I could never say anything to anybody ever. And then I heard one from somebody that she's talking to me directly, and her story was so similar. And at first, when I was told she wanted to talk to me, I thought that somebody was trying to set me up, so I didn't really believe it. But the first time we talked for about 4 hours, and she was crying the whole time. If it would have been a regular conversation, it would have taken 15 minutes. I had to keep asking her to repeat herself, and I it's horrible. I was choked up myself the whole time. And I checked because again, somebody, yeah, they could play that out, but she gave me her real name, and I went and found her Facebook and found out that she is a real person. Her Facebook goes back years. She had sent me a picture of some bruises on her neck, and I like in that picture, those pictures, you can like see the lower half of her face, and I compared that to her Facebook, and they're the same person. So I do know that she's real, but that gave me Richard B asking who Bick is. Um, that gave me or gave the Cherry story credibility immediately to me. So that's the real reason why I go after Tommy so hard. I don't care as much about his tax scam. I mean, yeah, it needs to be called out and people need to know. but it's those rape allegations. And people that want to say, "Oh, you're just saying that because you don't like Tommy," that's bullshit. And I can prove that's bullshit because we have a catcher. He goes by Webb. Now Webb knows that I don't really care for him, and I've told this to his face. We've never argued out in in public or anything like that. You know, we don't have a beef going. But he was also accused of rape, and he came to me because he knew about somebody else that I don't like that I stood up for about a different subject. So he came to me and he knew about the Instagram page because he watched it, and he asked me for help, and I'm like, well, you're gonna have to convince me, man, because when I heard he'd been accused of that, I just didn't say anything because yeah, if it would have been true, I would have freaking called his ass out, but I just didn't know, so I didn't say anything. And he had some pretty damning evidence that cleared him, so I made a post or two saying, yeah, y'all know that I don't like Webb, but he's from based on the evidence I've seen, he's not a rapist. So anybody that wants to say that I just say that kind of shit because I don't like Tommy, nah. I would never say that about somebody just because I don't like them. That's some bullshit right there.
Yeah. Gotta be something in his past that'll come out. Sounds like a pattern.
Well, Tommy does have domestic violence in his record. The thing is all it really says is uh, that he got arrested for something and he had to take. Oh, and his ex-wife had gotten a restraining order on him, and he had to take um, um, basically anger management classes for married people. I forget exactly what it's called. Now it doesn't get into real detail about the police report, but we're trying to get that.
No, if anger management's required, there would have been an element of like taunting or violence, like psychological abuse or physical
Well,
abuse.
yeah, she was given a restraining order against him. So we know that something happened. We just don't, there's just not a detailed police report that we have access to yet. It's not online. We will be able to get it. In fact, I'm pretty sure Ed's trying right now. And once we get that, we'll post that too.
Yeah.
There are Billies that never, I'm a Billy that never grew up. I'm sorry. I've been reading the chat, y'all. So if you said something to me and I missed it, I apologize.
Yeah, I'm just having a glance now. But I don't know. I just feel like it's one headache after another, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
You know, I hated Cringe, and they got rid of Creeps Cringe or Cringe TV or something. I really hated them.
Oh yeah, yeah, I did too.
And they kind of left them own accord, so that was nice.
Yeah,
But you know,
yeah, they tried. They lied to me about Tori, and they lied to Tori about me as if we don't talk. And then they tried to make it sound like I can't remember what all they lied up to Appleby about. Um, they told Appleby that I was doing all this shit that I wasn't doing, and they only showed him like a part of our conversation. But so when he called me up on the carpet, I'm like, "What are you talking about, dude?" He's like, "Well, I've got the screenshot right here." So I looked at it. I'm like, "Well, you don't have the whole screenshot." So I showed him the whole conversation. One of the things was they told Appleby that I was charging them to be in the archive. Tell me that's not some bullshit.
Yeah, whatever. That was a good concept. It's a shame
it really was. It really was.
Is Appleby back or is he still?
No.
No, good.
No, he's still gone. That's another one that like I kind of have a reputation for kicking people out of the community. People say that I kicked him out, but you saw that go down. You know that that's not the case.
No one kicked him out. He's self-destructed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and you're right. The archive. I wish the archive was still around. You know, I wish he would have I wish that he would have like gave it to somebody else to run instead of just destroying it.
Yeah, he shouldn't have destroyed it. It was a shame.
Oh, wrestler's mom, you said, hey, I'm glad ball gag month is over, but here's something you didn't know. Every month is National Ball Gag Awareness Month. Jenny T Creeps Cringe TV was a a couple of catchers. Just freaking I could deal with them just being annoying as hell. Because because like I said, I'll support all catchers. But when the archive was going on, my job was they made me a recruiter, so my job was to go out to all the new catchers and try to kind of bring them into our fold. Like I brought in PCI. I mean, that's how I got to know Eric. I brought in a bunch of them, and Creeps Cringe was one that I had the displeasure of going after. We brought them in. We tried. They would not listen. Like their chat logs were shit. One of the things that I didn't like about them that they would not change is what ultimately got them kicked out was their chat logs. Like they would be way over sexualized to the predator, which you're not supposed to do as the decoy.
Hmm.
They'd get these guys all hot and bothered, and then not drop the age until after the guy was in the parking lot to meet them. So I mean, they just made a predator out of somebody that maybe wasn't. He might have been walking up to them to chew them out. We don't know. And oh, they knowingly they knew that this kid that they caught was 17 years old, a minor. Now, granted, he was
Yeah.
after. I'm sorry, Beck.
Oh, no, go on. I was like, yes, I remember that.
Yeah, they knew he was 17. And he was after like a 13 or 14. I don't remember which, but not not good. But you call the kid's parents and say, hey, look, this is what's going on. Get him in check. You don't fucking do a live catch and expose his ass and make him do a fucking put. This is something I don't agree with catchers doing is making them. And it does not bother me to see a predator get treated badly. It doesn't bother me to see him get beat up. But that kind of shit's not good for our cause. Like they would make him like do the calisthenics and make him eat gross shit. I don't know. I just don't go for that.
Yeah, but doesn't like Southeast Texas do the same thing? Like
Yeah,
making dog
yeah.
food and
I don't
shit?
I don't think he does anymore, but yeah, he used to, and I used to give him shit for it. There's a catcher called EYLP, and he makes him eat hot peppers. And see, the thing, he has good catches, um, but that one thing, and again, it doesn't bother me to see predators get treated badly. That kind of thing's just not good for our cause. Now he had a one of the guys he caught kill himself, and then I think he only did one or two more catches after that. I don't know what he's doing now.
Yeah. I don't know, like maybe because like I saw how Decoy used to chat for weeks, even months to
Hmm.
predators. I'm
Yeah.
still not a fan of these catches where, you know, middle of the night, like 12 a.m. to like 5 a.m., you're on Grinder, you know, chances are the person is high on something.
Right.
And if you're high on something, you can barely read a screen, right? Everyone's like dropped the pill and, had one eye closed trying to read a screen. So,
Oh yeah, been there.
I feel like sometimes some of these like quick fuck meets, they actually aren't really pedophiles. They can't really read the screen, horny as fuck, high as fuck, and see whoever will respond to them. Because, like I'm sure when you're horny as fuck, you're just going to respond to whoever's going to be replying to you quickly. And, pred catchers are going to respond to these because eventually you want to catch them. So I don't know. I'm still really hesitant on some of these like quick fuck meets that some of these catchers do. I do
Yeah.
feel like, yeah, the groomers. Like, you know, shit like Alex does and stuff, you know, that's what's good for the community, I feel like, you know, finding the ones that, you know, chances there's a, you know, I bet like a lot of these like overnight grinder catches, those preds have never downloaded child porn in their life or CP in their life, right? Whereas these other ones that you're talking to for a month, they probably have a collection of it, you know? So I don't know. That's
You're
just
probably right. You're probably right. And I'm sure that there have, like, I've been fucking drunk and horny off my ass and trying to look at the screen through when I've done exactly that. Like I don't go on hookup sites, but I completely understand your point.
I think more and more catchers doing the long-term predators. I think that would be really good for the community.
Yeah. No, I agree, and it's just like you said. You've been a decoy. I've been a decoy. We were doing it together for a while, and yeah, there is more credibility when you have months of chat logs. Where I mean, they're not going to be drunk every single time you talk to them, or high or whatever. So yeah, no, yeah, that is a good point.
Yeah, yeah. It was like who was that catch that Tiko was chatting to, the guy that lived with his parents and everything. Like, you know, like Tiko made sure to
Mm,
sometimes talk in the morning, so it's before he drank.
right,
You know, so
right.
you had a balance of, yeah, sure, we talked when he was drunk, but then on this day at this time, we had a proper conversation. He wasn't slurring. He said he hadn't had a drink, you know.
Um, yeah. Oh man, I know exactly what you're talking about. But I forget his name though.
Like a little bitch, like the
Jerome.
mom. Yeah,
His first
Jerome.
name was
Yeah.
Jerome. Yeah. What did we call him though?
I
Speech.
can't remember, but like he
That
was
wasn't.
into like multiple decoys, you know. But
Yeah, he would get on there and try to sing, and she'd be like, "Oh yeah, that you sound really good. Sing me another one." And we're like, "No, no." And freaking 10-hour streams with that guy. Jesus.
yeah, they were crazy streams back then.
Oh yeah, yeah. They were a lot of fun. But it just seems to me like back then, decoy calls, or at least hers, were more fun. I haven't actually been on her channel since we had a falling out, but she's still, as far as I'm concerned, the best decoy out there.
Yeah, I must concur. Like, I don't listen to very often, or yeah, barely lately, but I have heard a few, and I would, yeah, still concur. Like, in terms of pulling out information,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, and also I feel like, yeah, she just seems the most realistic.
Right.
Mm.
And she's still able to maintain all that and be entertaining at the same time. So I definitely give her a lot of credit.
Yeah, is AZ coming back? Ed was saying he is.
I haven't talked to AZ, but I've heard that he is. I hope so.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah,
AZ, I mean, AZ and I used to talk a few times a week, but well, like after him and Tori had their blowout, he just like he stopped talking to me. I think he just assumed that I was like all in for her, and that wasn't necessarily the case, you know. But I mean, it is what it is.
yeah,
You know, I'm not gonna get into detail up here, but
yeah, because he's been out around 10 months, right?
it's been, yeah, close to a year. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, yeah. His catches were exciting, his live catches.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's definitely one of the better ones out there. Oh, so I mean, what you've been doing with your bad self in your hiatus?
Mm, I actually completely like just didn't even watch YouTube for a couple of months, and then. But I also got my dog, so I focused a lot on my dog. Like I was settling her in anyway, and a rescue
Mm.
dog takes like 3 months to fully settle
I
in.
I remember when you got your dog. Yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of occupied. And as she settled in, yeah, someone was irking me quite a lot. So I kind of was, yeah, working on that for a while. And I don't know. I feel like it's completely done and dusted now. So move on. And that's where I've just occasionally listened on certain things. And then I came across Ed's channel and then yours, but like more so Ed's channel, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Ed
Yeah.
had
Ed goes live a lot more than I do, and
yeah, but even without the lives, the videos he was posting and stuff, and I was just like, don't know, like I know Ed's a bit of a straight shooter. What's bad, what's bad, what's good's good, but I just didn't really ever imagine him as someone who would be in the public doing such things because he was more so within the teams and he wasn't really out publicly as much. So yeah, I was just
mhm.
really surprised about that. And I don't know, I just feel like you guys are getting a lot of hate at the moment just because chances are people don't really know a lot of the bases, like I was saying before, and and that's why I wanted to ask you just to, try and clear things up. And yeah, I don't know, just I feel like this situation's pretty shit, like I don't know this great grandma unplugged, like I feel like I heard. See, the only thing I remember about her is Alex on live maybe a month ago going, I don't even know if she exists. Oh no, I think he said, I don't even know if she's really a grandma. It could be a guy, So that's something I that really stands out. And that's possibly why some people don't believe her as well, because he has said that previously, whether he was joking or serious. He probably had received communication but had never spoken or seen her, so it was just saying it as it is. But yeah, I don't know, but I just feel like it's such a bad reflection on humanity. Just let's just say that you really believe it's not real, but just for the benefit of the doubt, if it's real, you kind of want to let it go and not do it this publicly, because the family knows she was involved in YouTube.
Mhm.
Who knows? One of the family members might go, I wonder where grandma used to spend her time, And then they pop onto a channel and then they see people just talking shit about her, I think it's just horrific, but
Well, it's really just really a handful of trolls that are going around saying she's not real. I guarantee you, and I guess I've finally been cleared of it, that I I was not her freaking voice, man. There's just no way. But I mean, she for years, she's been going into a lot of different catcher streams, and she's been donating thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I mean, that's a weird way to be a troll. You know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely.
And her family is like I wasn't close to her. I didn't start talking to her until after she started getting death threats and worse, and that's why they were like, "Hey, she wants to
And
talk to you."
again, this
Well,
is from FBC, right? The death threats and stuff.
yes, like I can't prove that, but I don't have to because law enforcement is involved in all that.
Did she receive the death threats then?
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, how? Like, did she get a
Oh,
text?
how?
Did she get a social
Um,
media or?
they they called her. Um, they sent her. Um, I'm not sure if she was sent like they sent her rape videos, and I'm told that they also sent a video of them doing something to her son's grave. As far as I know, that was all done by text, but I can't confirm that for sure. But I mean, she didn't bat an eye, man. She stood up to him, which I've been trying to get people to stand up to FBC publicly all along, and I think if more people would have done that sooner, they probably wouldn't have gotten as far as they did. But I mean, she was kind of an example, and like after it started to be shown that she was standing up to these people, more people did stand up to her or stand up to them, not to her, to them. So I mean, it's like if this old lady can do it, and so that's something else that's funny. Is like I've gotten death threats from. I mean, I can't prove it's them because they always do it from a fake phone number, or they do it from fake Instagram accounts or whatever. Um, but I have told other people that have been getting threats. Like I don't run to the cops for nothing, but I have worked with cops on other people's stuff, but I really can't talk a lot about it. But yeah, if more people would have stood up to them sooner, like they are now, then they wouldn't have got as far as they did.
But one thing I will say about donating thousands of dollars, money is only relative. You know, like what's worth $100 to you could be
Sure.
worth the equivalent of 1,000 to someone else, or could only be worth 10 cents to them. You know,
Right.
you know, there are plenty of people who donate, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, every few months to certain things, you know, and don't bat an eyelid. That they do it for fun, like to make them feel good, or you know, any other reason. But you know, on that basis, there would be plenty of people in this world who would happily spend $50,000 on YouTube just to keep themselves entertained, or just go, you know what, these are young kids doing a good thing. I want to support them. You know,
Sure.
so yeah. But yeah, I can't
Yeah,
believe.
and that yeah, and it's like you just said, depending on your income level, yeah, the one person who's like say 1% of their income is $100, whereas another person 1% of their income is $1,000. They're still given the same percentage. One just happens to be more. So it kind of means the same thing from that standpoint. You're absolutely right. That's what kills me about we've had, and you know one of them at least. Like if somebody sent them a 99-cent donation, they wouldn't even read the comment. They would go right by it onto a bigger one. You know what kind of bullshit is that?
Yeah, but you know, call me a cynic, but like, let's be truthful here, right? Um, a lot of these catchers don't have jobs, so this does fund their personal life as well. Um,
Sure, I understand
yeah,
that, and I
and
don't see
so
anything wrong
like,
with that.
so for
But what I'm
example,
saying is,
majority of
if
let me
somebody's
just
donating, at least read their freaking comment.
yeah, but a lot of these guys are there to maximize their revenue. It's like any other business. So, like, so for example, Web Patrol, I watched him for like a few minutes the other night, and you know, he was with someone else, and then the other guy was like, "So, what's the big deal about music? You know, what if you're doing a catch and there's like, you know, music playing?" And the only issue is can't monetize that video,
Right.
right? So um, you know, it's nature. So I kind of feel like as long as you're not there scamming money out of people, just maximizing your revenue doing your thing, I think it's perfectly fine. Like I feel like some catchers hide away from that fact, but the reality is so many of these catchers use it as you know, a substitute to their income. Possibly some of them might be aiming to make it a full income, right? So
Hmm.
that's the reality of it. Like, I mean, YouTubers become YouTubers because they want to have an income, right? Like, Eric used to do reaction videos, he still has his
Right.
reaction channel, so
Right.
for him, if he never reacted to those to catch a predator, he maybe never became a pred catcher. He just went from one YouTuber to another YouTuber. So, because if you're really there wanting to save the children, you find a local non-profit or local, even a business that is there, working with law enforcement, everything, and you make a career out of it, you might one day be able to start your own company like that. So I don't know. I think like it's fine not to hide away from it. Like Alex is very straightforward. But in saying so, for Alex to get to where he is now, I remember he did that charity donation, he kept in line with giving back what he got, you know.
Hmm.
Whereas now I kind of assume that he just spends too much money on traveling that he can't do stuff like that. But for these pred catchers who don't travel that much or like don't travel out of their state, you know, they're there to do it as a job
I,
kind of thing.
I
So it's
remember
fun.
that. I think I remember the donation you're talking about. It was like $1,000 or something like that. And I argued with somebody because they're like, "Oh, he just did that for clout." It's like, well, he would have got the same amount of clout by donating half that much. So it blew their argument out of the water. What's up, PHI? Glad to see you. Glad to see you too, Jacob Silva. If I missed anybody, I apologize.
Thanks,
I'm just
Jacob.
not watching the chat.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just seems like because I kind of started watching again where what was that catcher sock? The one with the abusive boyfriend?
Yeah,
Like you think
yeah.
about from then, it's just been one drama to another. Like literally.
I'm sorry. Say that again. You kind of washed out there a second.
Oh, you know that was it sock or something and the
Yeah,
Tiberio? Yeah, like I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
since then it's just literally been one thing after another. Then there was the Southwest Jess thing, and then
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's just never a dull moment, is it?
Unfortunately, no. You know, catchers that have come up in the last 6 or 8 months, I don't even know who most of them are. Because there just got to be too many. I just can't follow them, and I'm pretty burned out. You don't see me in chats as much. Like if I could go back to just being the guy that said fucked up things in people's chats to get a laugh, I would do it. I never would have gotten involved. Well, and I probably still would have decoyed, but I would have stopped it there. I would not have gotten as involved as I am.
Yeah, but hopefully, like you guys get what you want to do.
Yeah, it's like I didn't set out to be a part of the fucking drama bullshit. It happened organically. It happened. I mean, you know how I was before I got hooked up with this shit. It kind of became necessity. And like I said, when I see people that I care about being attacked and otherwise mistreated, I can't just not I can't just sit there and not do something. I'm just not built that way.
But like before, I feel like it was done internally. Like, like
Right,
who was that
right.
creep, that simp over tea from Canada? Like, he got sorted out internally and removed and
Hmm. Yeah, I tell you what, I used to do all this stuff behind the scenes, but what got me kind of thrown out, and everybody already knew who I was, but it was Mr. Peanut Butter is what got me kind of like thrown out because Alex went live and uh, talked about it before I even had the job done. So that kind of, and people already knew that they could come to me with problems, and I was just doing it behind the scenes. Nobody had to know. And after that, like I had like more and more, and people come to me with the dumbest things that I really, you know, um, some of it that I just it was none of my business. All I would have to do was just block the person, and I would tell people that, and they're like, "No, you need to kick him out of the community." I'm like, I don't have a magic wand that I can just wave and it just kicks people out. It takes a lot of work, and even then, it might not happen.
Do you think he's still around under a different name?
Oh, I'm sure that he is. In fact, I get probably 3 sightings a week, and I do check most of them out, but sometimes it's just impossible to tell. Now, there was one, I do have specific ways by certain words that he spells wrong all the time.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, certain small words that he always misspells. And those, when I see that, um, I do investigate it as much as I can. And there was one, still couldn't really prove it was him, but I told that person, like, hey, if you're who I think you are, you need to go. And I never saw that account again. So I don't know, but um, yeah, I get about 3 PB sightings a week.
Yeah, that guy was a very difficult person to deal with.
So yeah, folks, just because somebody's begging for a wrench, yes, it's not cool, but that doesn't automatically make it Mr. Peanut Butter.
Could be this Kobe Bryant. Is it? Yeah, Kobe. Yeah, Kobe Bryant. Could be.
No, yeah, I don't think
I'm
they're the
saying if it's
same.
begging for a wrench, it's either one of those two.
Yeah. Um,
But with him though, PB, like I mean, yeah, he only had his home, his dog, like, and he was kind of like, so I feel like he would still be lurking. I feel like he would find it hard to let go.
well, 100% he's watching, but I don't know if you saw the letter that I wrote him. Um,
Nope.
okay, and it wasn't something that like I just sent him the letter. This was after multiple females had come to me with the same things. I had confronted him man to man several times, and protocol for him was first he would deny it, and then when I presented him with the evidence, um, the first time, because it was always females, like him begging them for nudes or trying to blackmail them for wrenches, which, yeah, that's another thing. But um, first time he told me he was gay, and I'm like, it doesn't matter if you're gay, dude. You can't keep pestering women for nudes when they've told you to stop. And then, he said, okay, whatever. So then the next time I confronted him with it, he said he was asexual. Now, you can't be gay and asexual, and it was just shit like that all the time. And it happened a lot. I mean,
But that's him though. You knew him. He's always like on painkillers or other medication, and he just wasn't.
and
He wasn't.
so am I. I mean,
Yeah, but like he's affected his head a lot more. Like there were a few times just even in the server. I was like, you said you're going to sleep, so piss off, go to sleep. And then within half an hour, he's back there chatting. Like
oh yeah, whining and annoying everybody.
yeah, and
I
not.
mean, I'm not gonna like go after somebody for being annoying. I would have to have a chat with myself. But yeah, there was really a lot to it. It wasn't something that happened overnight. It wasn't. There was just a lot of stuff. And so I sent him a letter. I said, "Hey, man, we've been through this. You've got 24 hours to leave all of our discords, leave all of our channels." And before I sent him that letter, I'd already gone to the catchers and been like, "Hey, you mind pulling this motherfucker's wrench?" And most of them have been like, "Yeah, we want him gone anyway." Um, And really what I was doing, he had already lost a few wrenches because I was trying to get his attention, be like, hey, dude, you're losing wrenches. And this is why. But I never really got the chance to completely go through with all that because Alex went live and blasted him. And then I hurried up and threw that letter together and sent it to him because I was going to do things a little bit different. Um, so yeah, I said, you got 24 hours to leave all over Discords, all over this. That. I never heard from him after that. I only dealt with his brother. And anybody that thinks that him and his brother were the same person, and I thought it too for a while.
Now,
His
his brother
brother,
did a proper degree and like he's actually got a decent job, doesn't he?
he's very intelligent. He's very articulate. Um, Even though he hated me for what I was doing, he came to me. He was very respectful. And we actually, I really would have gotten along great with him under different circumstances. And he said he felt the same way about me. Um, yeah, and then we actually worked with him for a little while because people were threatening to dox Mr. Peanut Butter, and that was not part of our deal. I was not going to let him. I knew his real name. In fact, when I wrote the letter, I put his real name in there just so that he would know that I did know who he was. But
Yeah, I knew
doxing him was
his
not.
real name, his brother's name, and his dad's name.
Hmm?
Yeah, because yeah, he spoke about a certain thing before, and yeah, it was on the internet. So yeah, he pretty much doxed himself anyway. Like I think a lot of people knew his name, his brother, and his dad's name.
I didn't know his dad's name. I don't think, but the name that he used to give to people, well, since he gave it, I can give it. But he used to go by Ollie. That
Yeah.
that wasn't like his real name.
But the surname was right.
Oh,
That
man, I'm trying to remember what it even was now.
yeah, that he used to use on his YouTube channel was right.
Okay. Well, man, I just don't remember now. I mean,
Yeah,
I've got it somewhere, I think, but
that doesn't matter. I was just
yeah,
curious if he was back or not because um, many people come back, but then just like Appleby, not all people come back. So
right. I mean, even if he does try to come back, I'm still not going to dox him because that wasn't part of the deal. And I'm only willing to dox people in very specific
I kind of
circumstances.
feel like doxing only has that much implications, really, if you're in the US. Like, PB was in the UK, so and he was in a
Right.
country town, so
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I like even if I got doxed in Australia, I don't really think there's much, you know.
Yeah. I mean, what's really going to happen? I mean, uh, in our community, doxing is like the worst thing somebody can do to somebody else. I mean, it's happened to me. Like I knew nothing was going to happen, and nothing ever did. In fact, these people that have offered to kill me, I've given them my real address. I'm like, all right, my kids don't live here anymore, so freaking bring it on. Nobody's ever showed up.
Yeah,
I mean, most of these keyboard warriors, they wouldn't dare challenge you in real life.
yeah,
Hey, Matt.
yeah. I agree, Matt.
Now,
Yeah,
I've seen people say that they knew his name and put it out there, but the ones that I've seen, well, this is part of the reason that I have a problem with Ryan, even though he claims he had never talked to me until recently. Even back then, he came to me and he wanted everything on Mr. Peanut Butter. I'm like, dude, I've already said that, like, I can't show you everybody's messages with him because they don't want them shown. And I took the name of the ones that I did show. I took everybody's names out. He wanted everything. He wanted their real name, all this stuff. And he asked me for Peanut Butter's real name. I said, I'm not going to give it to you. And then later on, he came back and he's like, well, I have his name anyway. And he gave it to me and it wasn't even close. So that's why I was already annoyed with Ryan. And he's been trying to pin shit on me ever since, but it never ends well for him.
He's just a kid, you know. Yeah, he has a lot of growing up to do, I think. But who am I to
Yeah,
judge?
Matt did dox himself on purpose. Matt and I used to hate each other. We get along pretty good now, but that was because he used to be a strong FBC and Tommy supporter, but now he sees the truth. But I stood up for him because Jeff called Matt a predator, and
Oh
I didn't
yeah,
say
I saw that. Yeah, right.
yeah I didn't say anything because when I first heard it, I didn't know if he was or not, and then yeah, Matt was like, "Hey, this is bullshit, man," and I looked at um all of Matt's evidence, and I looked at uh, the evidence that Jeff never sent me that he said he was going to. I'm like, all right, yeah, this dude's not a predator. When you
But
say, oh, go ahead.
but they kind of closed the case on themselves because they were like
Mhm.
making a big deal about this video, then launched a video which had no information in it and said that they're going to do another update, which they never did. So they pretty much proved that they were like clutching at straws, like they had nothing.
Right.
Yeah. But the little I know about Ryan, I totally agree with you, Matt. He's just a kid with too much energy. He just needs to be involved in everything. Like he doesn't understand the concept of stay in your lane and do what's good. Like, yeah, I don't know, but he's a cynic, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he said that I threatened him, which never happened. And then when he was reading our chat back and forth, he was putting all these I mean, it was text. There's no expression in text. I mean, yeah, you can tell what somebody's trying to say, but that wasn't really my tone. And he's adding all these tones, and that really wasn't how it was. Yes, he was annoying me. That is true. But I mean, and I posted it. People can go look at it themselves. I wasn't being threatening. I don't know. You can look at it and make up your own mind what you think about it.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just just wants to like Matt says, involve himself in everything. Like, I don't know. One day he'll kind of get it that he's wasting a lot of energy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to give him too much more attention. And I think I said this earlier, Mods. If somebody comes in here with the fake great grandma bullshit, get rid of them, please. Well, I think I'm gonna take me some Ambien and try to. I was trying to not take that crap tonight, but is there anything else you want to talk about, Vic, before we
No,
go?
no. I pretty much sorted it when I was asking about FBC and stuff like that. Because yeah, the main thing for me watching all of this was just I only hear about the name FBC through you guys. Don't
Hmm.
actually see what they're doing or anything. So yeah, like that clarifies it that they're doing it more like, in live chats and things. Because, like, when you guys were saying, oh, FBC's the fucking bully club, you look at their videos, you just feel like, well, those videos can't do that much damage. So, yeah, you help clarify that. So
And that
appreciate it.
that that's the thing is Twomper. If you look at his bio, and I can't remember where I saw it at, but he went to school for editing, but and he's the one that edits the videos, but you really cannot tell what they're trying to say sometimes. You know, they've made more videos on me than they have anybody, but I don't care because I would rather them take that time and come at me because I've got pretty thick skin. You really can't hardly hurt my feelings. I would much rather them come after me than somebody that it's going to hurt because they have hurt a lot of people. They've run a lot of people out of this community. good people.
What? Hang on. Is Ryan 27?
Yeah.
Fuck me. He really needs to grow up.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. If I want to just sit up here and crash Ryan, I could do it for a couple hours, but that's not really what I want to do. So
Yeah, I shouldn't have brought it up. It's probably better to ignore it and move on. So yeah, my bad.
no,
But
you're fine. You're fine.
yeah, but nah, I better give my dog a bit of attention anyway. So I'll let you go. I'll catch you another time anyway.
All right, Vic. Hey, I'm glad you came up, man.
No, that's really good. Thanks for having me.
Yep, and
Really good to chat to you again.
right on, man. I'm glad you're back in town.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll say hi every now and then.
Yeah, do that. Definitely do that.
All right, cheers. You have a good night.
All right, you too.
Thanks, mate.
All right, take it easy, man. All right, y'all. I very much appreciate you showing up. Oh, I guess I don't know. I'm not going to do this a whole lot, and I really don't want to be a drama channel, but that's how everybody knows me, so I know I'm going to have to talk about some things. Hey, Kinsey. And again, oh, Sarah. Man, I've missed a lot of people because I just don't read the chat while I'm blabbing my mouth. So if I didn't say hello to you, I do apologize. It's nothing personal. I'm just, kind of dumb. But all right. Don't forget, this is National Ball Gag Awareness Month, just like last month, and next month will be. And of course, we will. Uh, yeah, we'll do a National Ball Gag Awareness Month next month too. So, all right, y'all. Thanks for coming.